What is up, my guys? I'm back with another video for you all. So today I'm back with my Seahawks 2020 N.F.L mock draft 5.0 for you guys. So I'm not gonna get too much, so let's get down to it. There's the list right there. Take a quick second like that for 10 seconds. Alright, let's get down to it. So, first round, now you're going to see a whole lot of familiar faces, so let's get down to it. We could go offense here, we could go defense, we could go tackle, which is most likely what's going to happen. So with that, people, I still got the Seahawks taking Trey Adams, tackle out of Washington. Guys, he plays like a first rounder, but God, he has a second rounder due to injuries. But I see him as a first-round pick. Okay, I have him. I'm very high on Trey Adams, so I have him. The team's needs, whoever will be at tackle, 20s or 30s or the 40s. That's where I have him, and the 50s as well. In the 50 pick, that's the 20 picks. This anywhere in the 20s. Picks, anywhere in the 30s picks, anywhere in the 40s picks, or any of the 50s picks. So that's where I have them right now, currently. So yeah, 6'8", 334. Dude, this guy's a giant. I'm telling you. I said it so many times. Trey Adams, he's built like a first rounder, but God, due to injuries, he's like a second rounder. So first round, second rounder. That's why I have Trey Adams right now. And go Dogs all the way. Alright, and then, now this is exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of people are very high on Curtis Weaver in the first round, so I flipped it this time. So now I have Trey Adams in the first round, and now I have Curtis Weaver in the second round. So, I talked about him a lot, so I'm not going to on it, but what I'm going to say, he plays like a Seahawk. All I'm going to say is, body type-wise, he's a Seahawk. The way he plays, and the body type, he's a Seahawk player all the way. He's a Seahawk type of guy. So, alright. Bryce Hall, defensive back out of Virginia. So, we need a shutdown corner. But no, I know he's out. So, I know some of you people are very low on him. But I still have him as the way he plays like a second rounder. So, I got the Seahawks taking him at the pick number 54. We trade up. So some of these picks, I know we have only one first rounder, and two second rounders, and so we got Seahawks trading their picks up more to get good players. So yeah, Bryce Hall, corner back out of Virginia. A good shutdown corner. 6'1", 210, I think is how much he weighs, somewhere around there. Yeah, I think he might fit with that Seahawks secondary very well, to be honest. And then we still continue to establish the offensive line. Logan Steinberg, guard out of Kentucky, and we just continue to establish the offensive line. And I already talked about Logan Steinberg a lot, so I'm just going to say good run blocker and good pass blocker, and this is what we need in our offensive line. And then another familiar face, Oliki Futu, defensive tackle out of Utah. So then we just continue to find guys who will make good replacements in that big defensive line of Seattle's, which is kind of had our struggles, but with Clowney in there, but still we can able to find the quarterback very well. So yeah, we just continue to find guys who play well in that defensive line. And that's all I'm going to say right now, because I already talked in my other latest videos. And then, once again, another familiar face, you guys. Bryson Hopkins, tight end out of Purdue. I said it before so many times. People, we need more blocking tight ends. We have been dealing up at tight ends. We lost Will Dissly for the second straight year in a row. Due to injury. We lost Luke Wilson for almost the entire season when we had re-signed him. I know the only tight end that we had was Jacob Hollister, so, but he's gonna be gone. So we could bring him back, but he's done so well for us. So we could bring him back, but I just think that he might leave. But Bryson Hopkins, all I can say is a good target to throw to, and as well as a really good blocking tight end. And then another familiar face. And then we just continue to find guys in the secondary, you guys. Daniel Thomas. It's Thomas. Daniel Thomas. Safety out of Auburn. This is more the Earl, aka Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas, aka ET3. This is more of an Earl Thomas guy you want. This guy, Daniel Thomas out of Auburn. This is more of a Earl Thomas guy that you want. Ugo Amadi, he's way undersized. He's like 5'9" and like 200 pounds. Dude's way not the type of guy we want. But hey, you like Pac-12 guys? You like Pac-12 guys. It doesn't get better than that, but yeah, this is more. Daniel Thomas is more the guy that you want in that secondary. At 5'10", almost 210. So this is more Earl Thomas like at this pick. And I talked to a lot of Daniel Thomas before. So, and then another actually new familiar face actually. Scotty Phillips, running back out of Ole Miss. We find one of DK Metcalf's old teammates from Ole Miss, Scotty Phillips. Really good runner too. I think that the Seahawks are trying. Who knows what's gonna happen to CJ Prosise, because he might be heading towards free agency. I know a lot of it. We lost almost all of our running backs, our star running backs. CJ Prosise, Rashad Penny, and Chris Carson due to injuries, but you guys, all I can say is that I just heard on the newspaper that the other day, Marshall Lynch says he doesn't know what his future is like. So if Marshall Lynch is gone, then we're probably gonna have to get some running backs. Maybe if he's gonna retire soon, then probably we should get a running back in the draft. It can happen, but he's not sure. But it's always good to have backups. It's always good to have a backup plan. And another familiar face, you guys. We just continue to find guys who will just be dominant as Bobby Wagner and KJ Wright and all the good and awesome Seahawks linebackers we are. Evan Weaver, guys, I talked about him so many times. He has so much talent. He plays like a first rounder. But he has the body of a second rounder and he has the weight of a third rounder. But the player he is, guys, I know, but he plays like. Pete Carroll always loves those linebacker tackling machines from the Pac-12. All Pac-12 linebackers are just tackling machines. If you want, and Pete Carroll and John Schneider, if you really want guys that want tackling machines, then Evan Weaver, linebacker out of California, is like the next guy you want as a linebacker. And especially if you who knows what's the latest future on KJ, right, and Bobby Wagner. So like I said, we just continue to find guys who will make that dominance in that linebacking core that we have. And I think later in the future, I think it's going to be BBK, Ben Burke-Irvin, a.k.a. let me say that again. Ben Burke-Irvin, who we drafted last year out of Washington, which I knew was going to happen because we get our number one UW player of the year, like we did with Will Dissly a couple years ago as a tight end, which we got. Probably not the light of it. And then we got Cody Barton, who's also a tackling machine. And you've got John Schneider and Coach Pete. If you want guys that want tackling machines, then you got another tackling machine in Evan Weaver. Because who knows what's the future for Bob Wagner and KJ Wright, Because they could be gone after the next couple of years from now. So, it can happen, to be honest. And I like Evan Weaver because Evan Weaver, he plays both defensive end too. He plays everywhere in that mid secondary. He plays middle and outside linebacker, and he also plays DN. So if you want, Evan Weaver shows some little versatility. So if you want guys that can play a little versatility, then yeah, put Evan Weaver in it anywhere. He'll play everywhere. And then we get another big target for Russell Wilson to throw to, but he's 6'4", but we're also looking for that 6'2", 220-pound wide receiver. But this is Michael Pittman, wide receiver out of USC. If you guys looked at the Utah game, he balled out everywhere on the field. He absolutely balled out. And if you want people that can make dominant plays on the outside positions as a playmaker, then Michael Pittman is a go-up guy, high points it almost everywhere. Then Michael Pittman is your guy. But he's 6'4", 215. We're looking for that 6'2", 220-pound wide receiver. I like Visca Chenault a lot, but, he's probably going to be going a lot earlier in the first round. He plays the first round, but due to injuries, he has some problems with injuries. So, we can get him in the second round like we did last year with DK Metcalf due to injuries and getting out of his breaking points and his routes. So, I can't have it. We can get Laviska Shenault as our 6'2", 220-pound wide receiver for the future. I'm like 6. This is how I like receivers. I like receivers at 5'10" through 6'4". That's how I like it. So 6'2", 220-pound wide receiver and Laviska Shenault, but he might be going to the first round. But hey, due to injuries he's probably most likely be going to the second round. He might be the way I see it, Laviska Shenault, he might be pulled back a little bit in the first round. He might be going to the 20s and 30s, probably most likely. But anyway, getting back to Michael Pittman Jr. Wide receiver out of USC. Go up guy. High punts anyway. And if you look up his highlights, he in the Utah game, he balled out. Everyone, he literally balled out on that game. Go up his highlights and see this crazy catch that's 6'4" wide receiver, even though DK Metcalf can make those type of plays. He went up for he only got up 4 feet off the air and made the catch. He went a 64-yard touchdown. It was crazy. So if you want to continue to find playmakers for the future, Seattle, then Michael Pittman is probably one of your go-to guys to throw to. All right, moving on. Another familiar phrase, we just continue to find guys who will make big plays in that defensive tackling core of Seattle. Another familiar face, Tyler Clark, defensive tackle out of Georgia. Georgia. Yeah, I had to pull a little Red Charles in me. Oh, yeah, so really good really good defensive tackle. A guy like 6'4", 320. That's how much he weighs. Is a defensive tackle. If you want to find guys that can play really good, can play that position, then yeah, find guys who can make that playmaking get off of me and get down the field to make the tackles. So Tyler Clark is a really guy that can do that a lot. So I talk a lot about Tyler Clark in my videos, so that's all I'm going to say about him for right now. Another familiar face, Charlie Heck, guys, like I said before, I'm tired of 6'4", 6'5", 6'4", 6'5" tackles. I said it so many times. We are getting beat by 6'4", 6'5" tackles that can't even block 6'4", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" defensive ends. I'm sick and tired of it. It really drives me nuts. So this is how I see it from now. Trey Adams at 6'8", and Charlie Heck at 6'8". If you look up these two guys' highlights, guys, Trey Adams and Charlie Heck, nope, it's very rare when people can get by him with 6'8", and if you look up Trey Adams' film, and if nobody can get by him, but like only like Bradley Hyan and Ed Weaver can get past by him, because those are like superstars on defense. But like I said before, it's very rare when these guys can get past. It's only very rare when Trey Adams and Charlie Hatter can get passed by. Like 6'8" tackles, guys. If you guys look up Trey Adams and Charlie Hector, or Charlie Head, however the heck his last name is, go look up their highlights. I mean it. Go look them up. And they're really good pass and run blockers too. So I mean, yeah. Another from Davion Taylor, linebacker out of Colorado. We just continue to build up that linebacker core for the future for on that defense of ours. So yeah, Davion Taylor, I already talked about him already, so I'm just gonna move on. Esof Winston, wide receiver out of Washington State. Like I said, we just continue to find guys who will play that Doug Baldwin type of role. I like John Ertz a little bit, but if you want to find guys that have Doug Baldwin type of body, then actually find his body type, because Doug Baldwin, John Ertz is 5'9". Like the same thing for for Daniel Thomas. Like there were the Ugo Amadi safety. If you want to find guys who can play your roles at the small guys positions like Earl Thomas, because Earl Thomas back is more the guy you want to play, especially at the position, than at the Earl Thomas role. And then if you want to find Doug Baldwin, it's the same thing. Look for his body types. Doug Baldwin and Earl Thomas are both 5'11". So find guys who will actually have the size for them. Okay, that's all I'm saying. Yeah, I still think he'll make that Doug Baldwin type of role. And then finally, our last pick. We can just continue to establish the defensive line. Stanley Udupati, defensive end out of Washington. We get our second UW Player of the Year. So we got one offense and one defensive player from UW in the last 2 years. And yeah, that's mostly it, guys. Alright, this is going to be a wrap for this video, guys. And I'll catch you guys next time. Antipatrus, sign out.